What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is August 30th. Happy Friday, everyone. I want to give you a quick pre-market update over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before I get into any of that, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So PCE just came out better than anticipated. So the last several data points that was going to no doubtably move the market all came in absolutely amazing as planned. So the core came in at 2.6 on a year-over-year basis. Forecast was 2.7. Month over month came in flat. So in reality, this is the best type of scenario and no doubtably is giving the rubber stamp for rate cuts next. And as a byproduct, futures are very, very green. At the same time, you also do see the fear and greed index moving to the greed category. So meaning people's appetite for risk is going to go the hell up. And so a lot of heavily shorted stocks, shorts will be really on edge over the next little bit. So definitely stay tuned. Starting off, the SOFI. It is piggybacking off of the broader market. No actual news from the company itself, nothing at all. They do have that fireside chat coming out on the 9th, I do believe. That's when they announced that. But aside from that, it is just honestly a kick-ass stock. I think a lot of bigger entities are looking at it for the value play it truly is. And shorts, yesterday, they kind of admitted defeat, and I feel like today will be the similar type of nature. So right now, 17.65% of the free float is being shorted. So I anticipate, especially with it being a long weekend, shorts definitely do not want to hold it over that time period. So once again, I feel like shorts will definitely be on edge. As of right now, though, with it at $8.18, just watch for this 843 to be that next strong target / resistance. So it's currently trading between this R1 and R2. So 798 will be that next strong support. Kind of bounced off of that yesterday as it was pulling down. So we know that's a good support level. So yeah, it's going to be a lot of volatility, so just anticipate that. Intuitive Machines, so they did get that deal or grant from the NASA. Kick-ass news. And so yeah, I think, like I said, going back over here, people's appetite for risk is increasing. That is really going to propel a lot of stocks such as Intuitive Machines higher. So currently up 20.33% pre-market. This is also a stock that is heavily shorted. And so right now, 18.25% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 10.23 million shares. Utilization, 82.95. Short score, so the higher the number, the higher the likelihood of a squeeze happening, is 77.42. Right now, with it at 579, it is trading between these 2 points. So this pivot in this R1, so 512 will be the strong support. I don't anticipate that being touched whatsoever today. And then 593 is going to be the next strong resistance. I see it actually that being touched and potentially propelling into this R1 and R2. So stay tuned for that. NIO, even though there has been no news today or SEC filings, as you can kind of see, there is a ton of big money and bigger institutions getting into NIO pre-market. So it is up 6.09%. So once again, going back to SOFI, I think just a lot of entities now are seeing NIO for the discounted play that it is. NIO often enough got hit because of geopolitical issues and just being a Chinese stock. Yet, despite that though, like, it produces tenfold of what, for instance, Lucid and Rivian does. And if you put the same multiple that Lucid does on NIO should be at $15. So just something to keep in mind. It is somewhat heavily shorted. And my apologies, somehow I always have to hit refresh for Ortex, but it is somewhat heavily shorted. So 13.68% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 178.2 million shares overall are being shorted. Right now, with it at $4.19, it is trading between these 2 points. So this S2 and S1. So 408 is going to be the strong support, and then 427 is going to be that next strong resistance / target. NIO is heavily manipulated, so I do feel that there is a likelihood of this S2 being touched. So just stay tuned. So if you're looking at buying or want to average down or do whatever floats your boat, then yeah, S2 could be touched. So just kind of add that to your watch list. Intel, I think a lot of us generally know that Intel has been sucking over this long time period. And based on this, they're starting to approach a lot of big banks and other entities just for ideas, whether it be splitting their business or some aspect. So they're trying to fix something, and so I think that's generally good, despite them necessarily going through the troubles that they are. It's not heavily shorted, so 2.68% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 114.61 million shares overall are being shorted. Shorts have actually doubled down, so it is at basically all-time high short interest numbers. Normally it was between that 1 and 2%, so 1.5-ish. And so yeah, as of late, the sharks are circling Intel, and maybe this is why Intel is doing what they are doing, because they sense that blood, right? Because it is just a fine line between this and then it gets to the 10, 15, 20% short interest. So once again, kind of just watch for that. With it at $21.30, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So 21.51 will be the next strong resistance / target. 20.81 is going to be the next strong support. In my opinion, I feel like it will actually break above this R1 and trade between this R1 and R2, only because once again, the market is going to be looking for value plays. And Intel, yeah, they're struggling, but at least they're trying to fix themselves. And just looking over this last 1 year, it is down 41.33%. That shouldn't happen with Intel. So that's just my own interpretation. And NVIDIA is getting a ton of volume, and I don't think I need to explain to you on exactly why. Once again, it kind of goes back under that value part right there. But yeah, a lot of big money is getting into it. It's not heavily shorted, and right now with it at 118 and change, it is right above this pivot point. So 118.57 will be a strong support. Flip side, 131 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. Very wide gap, so just anticipate a lot of volatility in the foreseeable future. In my opinion, I do feel that it will trade between this pivot and this R1, but most likely it could actually at the same time break below that into this S1 and pivot. It's going to be a lot of volatility, so just anticipate that. But I think based on their earnings, they did signal that they are forecasting huge numbers in growth and revenue. So honestly, does it justify to be lower? No, that's just my thoughts. So let me know your thoughts. Hopefully everyone's having a good weekend, or I guess Friday so far into the weekend. One final thing, take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it. They give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. So this is a kick-ass deal. Link in the description below and also the comments. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.